In an era where voices are amplified and opinions are polarized, Andace Owens stands out as a provocative figure unafraid to challenge the status quo. Her recent appearance on The Breakfast Club, a popular radio show known for its candid discussions on culture and politics, sparked both praise and criticism, as she delved into contentious topics with her characteristic boldness. During the interview, Owens wasted no time in addressing the backlash she often faces for her contrarian views, particularly from within her own community. She pointed out how questioning mainstream narratives, especially those embraced by the Black community, often leads to pushback and accusations of betrayal. Yet, she remains undeterred, asserting that her mission is to empower individuals to think critically and challenge the narratives imposed upon them. One of the central themes of Owens' discourse is the idea that the establishment thrives on division. She argues that society is constantly bombarded with messages that pit various groups against each other, women against men, Black against white, in order to distract from the true sources of power and influence. According to Owens, this strategy serves to maintain the status quo and prevent meaningful change. Drawing on her background in political commentary, Owens provides insight into how the political elite manipulate public opinion to serve their own interests. She highlights the role of mainstream media in shaping narratives and influencing public perception, pointing to instances where dissenting voices are marginalized or silenced altogether. Owens contends that those who challenge the prevailing narrative are often labeled as extremists or troublemakers, effectively stifling dissent and maintaining the status quo. One particularly contentious topic Owens addresses is the issue of government spending and accountability. She argues that the government has become increasingly opaque in its allocation of funds, with trillions of dollars disappearing into various programs and initiatives without any real oversight. Owens suggests that this lack of transparency allows a small cadre of powerful individuals to enrich themselves at the expense of the American people. In discussing government accountability, Owens also touches on the issue of term limits for elected officials. She argues that without term limits, politicians become entrenched in their positions of power, serving the interests of special interests rather than the constituents they are meant to represent. Owens advocates for term limits as a means of promoting accountability and preventing the accumulation of power by a select few. Throughout the interview, Owens emphasizes the importance of critical thinking and independent inquiry. She encourages listeners to question the narratives presented to them by the media and political establishment, urging them to seek out alternative sources of information and form their own opinions. Owens believes that by fostering a culture of skepticism and intellectual curiosity, individuals can better navigate the complex issues facing society. In response to the interview, Owens faced criticism from some quarters, with detractors accusing her of spreading divisive rhetoric and promoting harmful ideologies. However, her supporters hailed her as a courageous truth-teller unafraid to challenge the status quo. The interview sparked debate and discussion across social media platforms, underscoring the polarizing nature of Owens' views. Despite the controversy surrounding her, Andace Owens remains a prominent figure in the political and cultural landscape, commanding attention with her unapologetic commentary and willingness to tackle taboo subjects. Love her or hate her, there's no denying that Owens has carved out a unique space for herself in the public discourse, challenging conventions and sparking important conversations along the way. Whether you agree with her or not, one thing's for sure, Andace Owens isn't afraid to speak her mind.